experiences of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned, yes I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see. But it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see. But it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself and I. To be myself and be myself and be myself and be myself and I. Be myself and 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 I. Yes, I have. I've got questions. Yes, I have. Trying to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned. Yes, I have. Now I have answers. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is great to see everybody this morning. And we are here, ready to be inspired. And let me just pop. There we go. We got some light. We got some action. This morning is all about the lens. Yes, this morning we're going to talk about the lens. What do I mean by talking about the lens? It means that we're going to talk about what is it that we need, right? What is it that we need to be able to see our world better? To be able to see our world with a different view, to be able to make this world be just a better place. What's the lens? What are we supposed to be putting on so that we can see this world? So as we are journeying through this world, what is the lens? What is the lens? What is the lens? What is the lens view? But as you know, every morning when we start, the first thing we do is we put a lens around ourselves for gratitude. That's the very first thing we do. We make sure we step into gratitude, because if we step into gratitude, everything just begins from there, and it just makes the world for us a much better place. We are setting the stage. We're setting the stage of what it is we want to see happen in our today. That's what we're doing. We're setting our today stage. And I'm so excited this morning because I felt kind of, I want to say almost extra super duper inspired this morning. There were some things I was really kind of hoping for, desiring for, and it kind of happened. I met the right people. I got into the right room. And, that's what you talk about, that energy where you start to allow yourself to believe and to view, and you speak your affirmations. It creates energy and brings stuff to you. I'm so very excited about that. So this morning, let's get into gratitude. Let's begin to frame. We're going to build our frame, but let's begin with framing it with gratitude, because gratitude is where it all truly begins. So we're allowing ourselves today to be grateful by an action of choice. We're allowing ourselves to sit with that and say, today I choose to be grateful. Today I choose to be thankful. Today I choose to allow myself the room to grow and be the best me possible. We're meditating in that as an action of our will. We're choosing to be still and simply be grateful. Yes, I am grateful. I'm grateful you're joining me. I'm grateful you're watching. You're watching this on repeat. I'm grateful that you are here and you are being inspired to be the best version of yourself that is possible. That inspires me. So today, when I was thinking about the lens, I thought about how, I was actually, let me take you through the story. So I'm actually up this morning and I'm thinking, okay, I was thinking I had several thoughts about today. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? What's the real thing to say? How do I really frame Tuesday to make Tuesday impactful so that somebody can take the things we're talking about this Tuesday and use them to shift their life in a way? What can be that shift? And my eyes were really tired because I hadn't worn my glasses that much yesterday. So I was getting my glasses and I was like cleaning my glasses. And I thought the lens makes all the difference. And I was like, yes, the lens. And I really just kind of got into that thought about how our thinking, how our choices are all based on the frame that we have, and how we see the world, how we respond and how we react is based on how we're viewing it, the lens. So what if we intentionally shift the lens? What if we craft the lens ourselves so that we see the world the way we want to see the world? Not subconsciously see the way of the world, right? So a lot of times we are dealing with subconscious biases, right? Things that we don't necessarily understand why we're thinking that way or why we're being that way. And we kind of go back and forth with that. But what if instead of doing that, we were being really intentional and we framed our world with intention? Man, when that thing just hit me this morning, I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was like, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. And so, of course, when I get a yes and yes inside of my head, I immediately craft an affirmation. So I have an affirmation for you for today. And this is it. So I'm going to read it to you. Today, I choose to adjust my view of how I see me and how I see you. Yes, today it is Tuesday, and I choose to adjust the lens through which I view my day. Today I choose to adjust the lens through which I view my world. I pick the lens of hope. I pick the lens of creativity. I craft the lens to see my world. Yes, I choose to view through the transitions of possibilities. Yes, I choose to see. Yes, I choose to bias my view with goodwill. Yes, I choose to see each individual in spite of the color of their skin. Tuesday is my day in every way to hit my groove and adjust my view. Yes, I choose to see a better me. Yes, I choose to see a better you. This Tuesday, I adjust my view to see that we can inspire change to the world's view. I mean, I just went big there, right? The world's view, Lizzy. Whoa. Yes, yes. The world's view. Because it begins with change being seeded in me and change being seeded in you. Because the world is made up of a whole bunch of us people, right? A whole bunch of humans like you and me. So if each one of us is seeding hope, then the possibilities become totally endless of what can be. That totally kind of excited me. And I'm sitting here this morning, not sure if my electricity is going to go out because I'm in Texas and right now they are doing rolling outages because of how cold it is. So if I suddenly disappear, I want to make sure I stick in front of you this new lens view. So think about it. Think about a lens of growth, viewing the world from a growth point of view, viewing the world through a growth mindset, seeing every opportunity that others would see as failure as a possibility to grow and to improve. How about using the pause that we always talk about as a lens to allow yourself that point of adjustment? So if any of you have ever worked with binoculars, right? When you put your binoculars on to view something, you don't often see quite the view you want. So you pause for a sec and then you adjust the binoculars. So the pause gives you the moment for adjustment. So if we're crafting our lens, we can pause and we can adjust our lens, and we can adjust our lens to view through love. So we can choose to see through that concept of I'm loving others as I'm loving myself. I'm respecting others as I'm respecting myself. We can choose to adjust to see the world through thank you, through offering thanks to others and allowing others to thank us. That's a way that we can choose to kind of craft the lens. We can choose to craft the lens with hope. And we can choose to craft the lens with the thought process that I am here and we are. So I'm showing up, and I'm showing up to add an I to your you, to your me, to make it a we. So that together, change starts to happen. Quite intentional. Do you see that? Intentionally creating the hue through which we're going to see the world. Creativity. When I look at you, seeing you through the eyes of creativity, that you can make anything possible, that you could shift things. You have the ability to take an impossibility and make it a possibility. That you can continue change. That's how I can view. What helps me to view that? I'm putting a scrum view on, yes. But because this empiricism, this concept of empirical process control, guys, applied to our everyday life, it allows us to view change as possible. The biggest thing that gets in the way with people is that they don't believe change is possible. They believe where they are is the way they're always going to be, that this is just the way it's always going to be. No, this is not the way it's always going to be. Not if you can inspect and adapt. See, sometimes we're not willing to inspect and adapt because sometimes we don't want to see what's there. Because in seeing what's there, we've got to face it, we've got to make decisions, and we've got to make choices. And it's not always easy to make decisions and choices because some decisions are hard. Some choices are going to take a lot of action, and sometimes those actions will bring about a lot of discomfort. But if the lens we're looking at is the lens of creativity. It's the lens of empirical process control, meaning I can make this better than it was before by taking what I've got right now. So don't discard what you've got right now. Right now, you've got you. Right now, you've got teams that you have. Don't discard that. Embrace what you have right now. Take that and allow that to foster in you change, the hope of change, the wanting of change, and give yourself a different lens. It's Tuesday. Monday, it was like Monday was kind of a push because, we're back. Yes, we're back. But now Tuesday is an opportunity to find your groove. What is the groove that you're going to be in for this week? You can set the groove today through the lens that you choose to see through. Yes, you can. Now, you can make things just plain and the same as always. Or you can put your groove on top of that and find for yourself, what is that frame? I said earlier this morning, on a thing I was doing on Instagram, I used this phrase. If you had a magic pen and you could craft anything you wanted, you could write anything you wanted and it would come true. What are the list of those things that you would want? What is the picture that you would want to come to life? I'm asking you that. If I go, hey viewers, everybody who's watched this, they're going to have a magic pen and it will arrive at your house in 1, 2, 3, boom, it's there. You got a magic marker. Now you can craft anything that you want. You can make your world any way you want. What is the first thing that you are going to write? What is the first thing that you're going to draw for your world? What would it be? Because you see, when we use the frame of I've given you a magic pen, it negates impossibility. Like says to you, it's not impossible, it's magic. So magic goes over impossibilities. Well, you have the power to go beyond impossibilities. Yes, you do. You see, once upon a time, it was impossible for man to go to space. It was impossible to build an airplane once upon a time. But today now, we have airplanes that we can fly on. We have crafts and satellites that we can send to the moon. Because somebody chose to look past the label of impossibility to believe that it was possible. And that's what happens when you choose your lens. Your lens allows you to look past what is present and transition your mind to future. See, if you can see the future being different, if you can see a picture of your tomorrow being better than your today, being different from your today, then it's possible that you have the tools inside of you, and then you can bring the other tools you need to you to be able to make that tomorrow a reality. Yes. Yes and yes. Yes and yes and yes and yes. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, it's possible. Because if that wasn't possible, the microphone, the streaming, the lights that I have in this room, my glasses that I have, the cell phone. Really? Come on, guys. People. All the things that we're using every day that we pay no attention to, that we don't think are special, they're just part of our everyday, were once seeded by somebody's creativity. Somebody took a lens on, and somebody had a lens of growth. And that growth was in front of them. And then creativity came. And then they continued down the path of that creativity. And then they created more. And then when the creativity didn't bring them results, they didn't lose hope. They had more hope and they continued. And then their hope it started to breed a breath into brand new creativity. And more creativity came. They still didn't get the great results, but they continued to still hope and they continued to still believe. And they paused and they made adjustments. And because of that cycle of viewing, seeing what it was, so being totally transparent and inspecting and adapting, I am here today able to talk to you, although you're not in the same room with me, although you're not in the same state with me. If those people who were humans could do it, what prevents you and me? You see, you finding a rhythm now to put to that groove? Yeah, that rhythm is kind of being built with creativity. And that drum, that bass rhythm is possibilities, right? There's like possibilities. Yes, possibilities. I guess possibilities. Because now you're being able to view the past as inspiration. A lot of times we can hook to the past for pain. And past brings with it just packages and packages and packages of pain that hold you prisoner to your past. But instead, when you have a groove in your today going, your past joins possibilities. It's not pain. It's not prison. Instead, you've got possibilities. You're viewing the yesterdays and allowing them to inspire the rhythm that you're going to groove in today. Why not have a new groove for you? Why not have your own theme song, your own theme rhythm to make your day framed your way? You can build a stage as big as you want to for yourself, with your dreams, with your hopes, with your aspirations, and you can build that stage and allow it to manifest with your affirmations. Yes. Did you like the way I did that? I just kind of slid there into the affirmations because you see what the affirmations do? They keep reminding you of what it is you want to create. They keep reminding you of the world you want to live in. They keep reminding you of the possibilities. That's why the affirmations are so powerful. So we affirm what it is we want to see. We say yes to it. So yes, I believe I can be a better me tomorrow than I am today. Yes, I believe that. And even if there's doubts in me at that point in time, because I keep repeating it over and over to myself every single day, eventually the rest of me lines up with it. My mind's like, okay, this is the data. Every time we feel this emotion, oh no, we say that. Okay, all right, so we're going into that. So now we're taking courage and we're believing it. And it's creating new frames of reference, new lenses. So when I stumble and I hit something that's a little bit hard, I still believe, yes, I can improve and I can be a better me tomorrow than I am today. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And you can't tell me any different. You can't tell me that I can't improve. You can't tell me that I can't get better because I believe that I can. And I have evidence from the past in other people's lives that history has left behind me that as a human, I have the ability to do and be anything. Yes, because our humanity is beautiful. My humanity is beautiful. Your humanity is beautiful. Our humanity is beautiful. It means as humans, we have the possibilities for anything. We need to tweet that possibilities are possible, even in the middle of impossibilities. Because I mean, think about impossibilities, right? There's an I am, and possible sits right there in the middle. All that's happened is there is a fence, there is a barrier that is sitting of him, right? And if I remove that barrier, that obstacle, that impediment, I now have possible. And often the impediment that we're having to remove is our past habits, our past frames of reference, and our past biases that we've had to ourselves. Never mind the biases you've had to others. There's biases we view ourselves with. And sometimes those biases are not that great. And those biases can stop us from moving into possibilities of what is our life, of what is there for us. So we need to learn to applaud ourselves. Yep, I just applauded you for being here. I'm applauding you for taking the time to give yourself an adjustment pause, a time where you simply adjust. Adjust. Don't stay there stilled. Take the pause to adjust yourself. And in your adjustment, cheer yourself on. Say, hey, good you. We just adjusted, and you know what? We're going to move forward. We're going to do this. The groove you set for you, you're setting with your own rhythm. And your rhythm is your dreams. Your rhythm is the things that you crafted and you writ down with that magic pen that I sent your direction. What did you write down? What did you say about yourself? What were you dreaming? What were you thinking? What were you aspiring to? I challenge you today to take a moment and to adjust your view and remove the I am that you've put in front of everything. Just like exit out. Just exit out. Remove it. And say to yourself, yes, I believe it's possible. Yes, I believe it's doable. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. Allow yourself to say that and give yourself a new intention. Craft yourself an intention. And if you're having a hard time with your intention, reach out to me. And I promise to give you the time to help you craft an articulate intention that will help you begin to craft your lenses. See, sometimes it just takes imagination. And a lot of times we don't want to imagine. But let me give you an imagine affirmation. Yesterday, I am grateful. I am grateful for my mind. Yesterday, I am grateful for my thoughts. Yesterday, I am grateful I can think. Yesterday, I am grateful I can recall with my mind at will. Yes, I am grateful I can take my mind on the back of my thoughts to a place in time where I am free from impossibilities, free to a place in time where I am me. Yesterday, I am grateful that my lab of imagination provides me a space to draft the greatness that is in me in my today, to begin to unveil at my will in my tomorrows. Yes, today I will continue to imagine. See, imagination has made everything that we currently experience as norm and basics possible. Somebody sat in their lab of imagination and they dared to dream. They dared to think what could be possible. They took the lens and crafted a view of a finished state of what it was they were creating. See, that lens that you put on doesn't just have to be a lens of where you are today. You can allow that lens to be futuristic and allow that lens to show you in your tomorrow. When you're past the I am hurdle, when you're past the pain. See, take the pain of yesterday and throw it back there. It doesn't serve you in your today. What serves you in your today is taking on hope. Hope serves you in your today. When you're thinking about your teams, hope serves you in today. There are times you join your team and you get online and you're talking to people, you're like, what? Did we not talk about this? Should this not have already? What language do I have to speak in for these people? And you get all pent up and frustrated. But in that moment when the frustration arrives, adjust yourself. Adjust yourself with a pause. Adjust yourself. And then take on in that space the idea that you are able to inspect and adapt. So now you know you can inspect and adapt. You can look now at that current circumstance, not future circumstance, but you can look at that current circumstance with hope. And then you can get yourself together and have a response to your team that's different. Have a response to your family that's different. Have a response to the circumstances around you in a different way because you took the pause to adjust. And now your view is different. You put in a different lens. You know, you guys have seen, right? Those people who will have their sunshade, the lens sticking up, and then they go click over. So then they can change the shade of how they're seeing things and protect their eyes. Protect yourself from disillusionment. Protect yourself from despair. Protect yourself from depression by allowing your lens to always have a hue of hope. Always a hue of hope. That will allow you to always have a better day than the day you had before. It's up to you. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice, right? You can be on the downer or you can choose something different. Today can be a party, right? That you're having with yourself. Or it can be just not so great. But it's your choice. And I believe that you're choosing for yourself change. So let me bring to you my personal mantra. The reason why I do this show, the reason why I'm here Monday to Friday, the reason why I'm always digging for what is it that I can say that will inspire you to be inspired, to be able to be an inspiration to somebody else. Today, I choose as an act of my will to be grateful. I always start with gratitude, and I'm allowing gratitude to move me forward into my tomorrow, forward into my next moments. And yes, I march forward. So I have an intention to move forward. So I keep my pace, left, right, and I march forward to do my part for true equality, true connection, and true collaboration. Because true connection and true collaboration moves past the color of skin, past the packaging of a body's current choice in time, to the human that will always be there, to the spirit of the individual that is always living. And yes, I choose that I will be a seed for continuous change. And yes, I will be a voice for inclusion. And yes, I will be a voice for justice. And yes, I will be change. It is that brings me to you every morning. That doesn't need the crowd. It doesn't need the affirming of others, because it's my purpose to inspire continuous, personal, evolving change. Because I know your tomorrow needs a different version of who you are today. It needs an upgrade. It needs you to be able to respond in a better way. It needs you to be able to find tools that have been inside of you, but crafting those tools to make them better. Because now, by you being better, you make your teams better, you make your organization better, you make your community better, you make your world better. Each of us is carrying a piece to the puzzle. So if each of us can reframe and put a lens of hope and possibilities on, then it means tomorrow is going to be better. And yes, I have a few selfish reasons. I'm not going to lie. I have a few selfish reasons. I have a selfish reason that looks like this cute little kid that runs around my house and turns it into a mess as she yells, Grandma, right? I have a belief that her tomorrow will be amazing because of the collective of humanity coming together to deal with the things that are pulling us apart. This is Black History Month. And there have been people who have done so many things in the past to make my today better. They've left inspirations, they've left trails of legacy of words that I can pull on and use it to inspire me. This particular quote, which I've used before, and I'm going to bring back to your attention because I think it's amazing, that comes from Mama Maya. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So, in framing this groove for yourself, this groove of looking at a Tuesday and allowing it to set you up for something different, remember these words from Mama Maya. You can't use up creativity. It's not like a budget that has an end. The more you use, the more you have. That's growth. That's a lens of growth. Therein is the lens of creativity. That's what we've got. That's what we can do. That's what is possible. Believe in that possibility. Allow that possibility to fill your day today and allow it to give you a groove. When you look through the lens that you craft of you, see a better you. See a more confident you. See a more fuller you. See a you with a toolkit that knows how to craft tomorrows and find a groove that applauds you. It applauds you. And it allows you to applaud others. Because you realize, like me, we're on this thing called this journey of life. We're on this journey of life having this human experience. And we're never quite sure what this human experience is about to bring us. But we're on the journey anyway. And we're doing it together. We're doing this journey called life together as humans. You're not alone. I'm not alone. We're on this journey together. And if we can learn to collaborate with authenticity, with me bringing my vulnerabilities to the table as well as my strengths. Because if I bring me, I bring all of me. So all of us coming together makes a difference. Learning to give yourself joy moments. I've said that last year, but joy is so important. Doing joy on purpose. So there's times that you're going to put streamers on your lens to remind yourself to celebrate. But it's all about setting your rhythm. What is the rhythm that you're going to set for yourself? I want your rhythm to be possibilities. Constant rhythm. That's the bass drum that's driving. Allow yourself to find your rhythm, your bass rhythm. Because if you find your bass rhythm, then to your bass rhythm, you can add everything else. You can add the harmonies. You can add the cymbals. You can add the hi-hats. You can add the riffs. But you've got to find your bass rhythm. And you do that by crafting your lens. So thank you so much for being with me today. I thank you for taking the time to listen, to be inspired, to allowing yourself to be grateful, and your grateful meditations that we did today, because tomorrow is going to be even better than today. But while we're in today, let's live it with a great groove. And I can't leave you without your wellness affirmation. We got to have the wellness affirmation. We got to say it because I want you to be well. All right. Today I choose with every breath that I breathe to be thankful for being. Yes, I am thankful that life flows through me, and I am thankful that my mind aligns with me and my actions and my thoughts. Yes, I am thankful my body flows in wellness. I declare I have wellness of thought. I have wellness of motion. I have wellness in finances. I have wellness in all my relationships. I have wellness in my business, and I have wellness in my career endeavors. I have wellness in my dreams. Yes, I am genuinely well. The wellness is flowing in constant abundance in my life. I am thankful and I am grateful. I am so thankful and grateful for you this morning. You have been special. You are special. And I send you loves and I send you hugs. And I'm telling you, you can do this thing called life. And Tuesday, this special Tuesday, we've got a new groove. We've got a groove that we are setting with possibilities. And we have the lens we're viewing our life through of hope and creativity. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. So if you're feeling a hump in the back tomorrow, I'll be here to help you to get over that. But today, craft your groove by finding your new lens.
It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself.